name is Derrick Brazill. I am the provost at York College, which is part of the City University of New York system. I'm on the advisory board of the Hub. I have always been involved in science and mathematics programs. So even starting in elementary school, we had a special class set aside for doing science. That's really kind of how my science got peaked. When I got into high school, there was a program called MESA, which was Mathematics, Engineering, and Science Achievement. This was a funded program specifically designed to identify minority students who were interested in the sciences and give them some extra training and experiential learning around that. Also in high school, I was another part of another program called Professional Development Program, which actually brought me and other minority students interested in the sciences onto the UC Berkeley campus during the summer to take summer courses. So even during all of my, developmental years, I had these programs. Then once I got to college, I joined NSBE, the National Society of Black Engineers and Scientists. And so I've always had this network of support, these programs that have helped keep me on track and helped keep me grounded with other minority students who had the same interests. From there, I went on to graduate school at UC Berkeley, where again, there was a group there of graduate students called Scientists of Color. Again, the importance of creating a community to make us feel like we belong there. And that had a huge impact because graduate school is tough and you end up taking a lot of hits, and having a set group of students there that know what you're going through and can commiserate with you, can let you know that it's going to be okay, is huge. I think that the Hub has grown enormously from the very beginnings. I think it has met and exceeded the goals more than any of us really could have expected. I mean, we started off just really doing webinars and doing seminars for grantsmanship. And now we've got this huge network of people who are doing multiple different things aligned with HSIs and getting them involved in research and helping the students. So it's amazing. It's I have to say it's better than we could have possibly expected. I think we had such great outcomes mainly because there was such a need for this. The fact is that there are lots of people who are interested in being involved in helping minority students and students at HSIs get involved in research and get involved in STEM professions. The problem is that a lot of us felt isolated in that we were doing what we were doing in our own little institution. What the Hub did was it provided a platform for all of us to get together and to see what we were all doing and to bring that collective knowledge together so that I can learn from stuff that people doing all across the country that I never would have been able to have access to without the Hub. The challenges in terms of diversity in STEM that I've experienced from my position as provost, it's a number of them. So one, looking at the students, especially coming out of COVID, what we're finding is that there's been a lot of learning loss. And so students are coming into the college with lower abilities in math and lower abilities in English. And so, as we all know, one of the foundations of STEM is mathematics and having a strong math background. So one of the problems we've been having, one of the things we've been trying to address is how do we get these students now up to the level where they can succeed in their STEM courses. In terms of faculty, one of the problems, especially in the STEM areas, is getting the faculty to realize that the cultural diversity of their students is important and has an impact on how they teach, in the sense that a lot of faculty feel, well, math is math or chemistry is chemistry. There's no cultural component to this. What they don't quite understand is that the way that they deliver the information, the way that they engage their students, does have severe impacts based upon that student's background and the faculty member's background. And so getting them to understand that and getting them to realize that you need to take a look at how you engage with your students and modify that based upon the student's background, that's kind of a difficult sell to make. What we've seen in terms of the impact of the Hub on the individual members is the fact that, one, the numbers show that they're getting grants. They are applying in larger numbers, they're succeeding in larger numbers, and that means that those resources that the federal government was providing is actually getting to places where they need to get to. And so I think that's a big thing. The second big thing is, again, the fact that there is a community of like-minded people that you can bounce ideas off of. Third is that there's a community of like-minded people that you can collaborate with. And so you can bring together the resources that both of your institutions have to have a larger impact. It's important to continue the mission of the Hub because having a diverse STEM workforce is important. The United States is getting more and more diverse, and that means that if we're going to be able to keep up with that, then we need to make sure that we have a diverse STEM workforce. That type of diversity has huge impacts in terms of scientific questions that get asked and get answered that can have differential impacts on different groups. Just a short fact is that up until 2018, 73% of all the genetic studies were done using European descent, where they only make up 16% of the world's population. And so that fact has a huge impact on the types of diseases that get studied, mechanisms for how cures are going to be designed and implemented. So it can have huge impacts. Only really one thing I want to say is how thankful I am to have been a part of this. The work that Elba and Maria Elena have done, as well as all the other Hub workers, has been amazing and has been incredibly meaningful. And just to be able to be a part of that, I can't express how happy I am to have done that.